Welcome to SH English Documentary. Okay, I want you to picture this. The year is 1538. You've got hundreds of Spanish soldiers, wrapped up in incredibly heavy metal armor, literally marching themselves into the suffocating, totally unknown depths of the South American jungle. And, they aren't looking to set up trade routes, and they definitely aren't looking to settle down. They are hunting for one very specific, almost unimaginable prize. A literal city made of solid gold, a place where the streets are paved with it, and temple walls just gleam with pure, unadulterated wealth. They were looking for El Dorado.
But here is the ultimate question of this explainer. Was it real? Did this legendary glittering metropolis actually exist out there, hidden beneath the jungle canopy? Or was this the greatest, and honestly, arguably, the deadliest deception in human history? I mean, think about it. If it was just a myth, why on earth did it drive thousands of men to cross oceans, conquer entire mountain ranges, and willingly march straight into their own graves?
Well, to get it, we really have to dive into the mindset of the era. The Spanish conquistadors had this absolutely insatiable hunger for ultimate, unimaginable riches. See, right after Columbus's voyages, and specifically after Francisco Pizarro completely conquered the Inca Empire back in 1532, vast, just mind-boggling amounts of gold and silver were suddenly flooding into Europe. The conquistadors figured, hey, if one empire could hold that much gold, surely another, even wealthier one is just out there waiting to be plundered.
But, it wasn't just about lining their own pockets. It was really about power. The promise of all this mythical gold drove European empires to frantically try and claim these new, uncharted territories. They were seeking absolute global dominance. The logic was simple. The nation that controlled the city of gold, well, they'd control the world.
Yet, for the vast, vast majority of the men who actually chased this shimmering mirage deep into the jungle, their only reward was pretty much certain death. We're talking suffocating heat, totally exotic diseases, starvation, toxic wildlife, the whole shebang. Thousands embarked on these journeys, and thousands just never came back.
Part 1. The True Gilded Man.
So, to find the truth, we kind of have to pivot away from the whole European fantasy for a second. Originally, the term El Dorado did not mean a golden city at all. It actually translated to the Gilded One, or the Golden Man. Yeah, it referred to a specific human being. The real story actually centers around the highly advanced Muisca civilization who lived up in the central highlands of what we now call Colombia.
To really understand the reality here, we've got to look at the actual beliefs of the Muisca culture itself. Now, they possessed incredible metallurgical skills, like way beyond many of their contemporaries. But here's the kicker. To the Muisca, gold was strictly a sacred offering to the gods. It wasn't money. It wasn't a measure of personal wealth or some tool for trade. No, it was a holy material purely meant to show absolute reverence.
And this brings us to the factual ritual that started the whole thing. Whenever a new Muisca ruler was chosen, this absolutely mesmerizing coronation ceremony took place at the sacred Lake Guatavita. Step 1. The new ruler's body was coated in a sticky resin, and then he was covered completely, head to toe, in fine gold dust. He literally looked like a living, breathing statue of solid gold. Step 2. He'd board a raft with his priests, and Step 3, they would sail right out to the center of the lake where they plunged these precious gold ornaments and emeralds straight into the water as offerings to the gods. After that, the ruler would wash the gold dust from his body into the lake. This guy, this specific man, was the original El Dorado. Part 2. The fatal misunderstanding. Of course, rumors of this incredible offering eventually reached the Spanish, and it triggered what is basically a disastrous historical game of telephone. Think about it. You have the historical reality, a gilded king. But as that story got passed from explorer to explorer, it inflated into a wildly distorted European myth, a golden empire. See, the Spanish simply couldn't fathom throwing gold away into a lake unless you had an infinite supply of it. So in their minds, the gilded man morphed into a gilded city. Now, to really grasp the sheer scale of the madness that followed, just take a look at this timeline. This wasn't some quick weekend search. This was a massive, multi-century obsession that claimed thousands upon thousands of lives. We're going to walk through some of these major, completely deadly expeditions that were launched, all to find a myth.
It really kicked off in earnest in 1536 with the Spanish explorer Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada. He marched into the Colombian interior with 800 soldiers. But the greatest enemies weren't opposing armies, right? They were absolutely decimated by the impenetrable jungle, rampant disease, and starvation. After months of unimaginable suffering and mass casualties, they actually found the Muisca civilization. They found beautiful gold artifacts. But you guessed it, absolutely no golden city.
And instead of just giving up, these failures somehow made the explorers think, hey, we must just be looking in the wrong place. In 1541, Gonzalo Pizarro, who was actually the half-brother of the guy who conquered the Incas, led a massive, totally disastrous expedition east of the Andes. The conditions got so horrific that his starving men were literally forced to slaughter and eat their own horses. Desperate for food, Pizarro sent a guy named Francisco de Orellana downriver to find supplies. While the river current was way too strong, Orellana couldn't make it back, and he inadvertently ended up navigating and mapping the entire Amazon River all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. It was this monumental geographical discovery, made entirely by mistake while they were out there chasing a mirage.
Part 3. Draining the Sacred Lake.
So, since wandering around the jungle clearly wasn't working, the Spanish decided to just cut to the chase and extract the gold directly from the muddy depths of the sacred lake itself. In 1545, they used this massive bucket chain, powered entirely by human laborers, to lower the water level. And get this, they actually found some gold artifacts, which of course only fueled their greed even more. Then, fast forward to 1580. A merchant named Antonio de Sepulveda tried to cut a massive drainage canal right into the side of the lake. The water level dropped significantly, but it ended in absolute catastrophe. The mud walls completely caved in, killing many of the indigenous laborers and burying whatever treasure was left deep beneath the mud.
Part 4. The English Obsession.
By the late 1500s, this myth proved so incredibly contagious that it actually infected the English crown. Sir Walter Raleigh genuinely believed that if England could find El Dorado first, it would totally shift the balance of power in Europe. So, he explored the Orinoco River in 1595. He found absolutely nothing, but he returned to England and published this famous book, The Discovery of the Large, Rich, and Beautiful Empire of Guiana. Even though he never actually laid eyes on the city, his book popularized the myth across all of Europe. People took his rumors as absolute, undeniable fact. And this ultimately led to a tragic, totally failed second expedition in 1617, where Raleigh's own son was killed fighting the Spanish. Coming back empty-handed and having broken major peace treaties, Raleigh was actually executed by King James I in 1618. So, El Dorado literally cost him his fortune, his son, and his own life.
Part 5. The Enduring Mystery.
After more than 4 centuries of blood, sweat, and pure obsession, modern archaeology has finally given us a stark, definitive answer. There is no Golden City. Today, we use incredibly advanced satellite technology and LiDAR surveys that can literally look right through the dense jungle canopies. And while we have found ancient, complex settlements, archaeologists have never found a single shred of proof for a golden metropolis. The city simply never existed.
However, the core of the legend, that was entirely true. Displayed today in the Museo del Oro in Colombia is this stunning, undeniably real artifact, the golden Muisca raft. Discovered centuries later, it perfectly depicts a ruler standing on a raft, totally surrounded by priests. It's the physical proof that the breathtaking, sacred ritual that started this entire saga was a real thing. The Spanish weren't exactly chasing a total lie, they were just chasing a truth that they fundamentally misunderstood.
So, what does El Dorado mean for us today? It's really a testament to how a simple, beautiful truth morphed into a tragic legend, fueled almost entirely by human greed and this desperate desire to believe in the impossible. It might not be a city of gold, but it definitely remains one of the most powerful monuments to human imagination in our history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to stay connected with us and be the first to watch our latest videos, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell.